Glory never planned to sell her body. She only wanted a peaceful life with her mother. But poverty pushed her to a place she feared the most. While you enjoy the story, don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment for more interesting stories. Until love found her in the middle of her darkest night. Glory was a beautiful 18-year-old girl living with her mother in a small, broken one-room apartment. The zinc roof leaked whenever rain fell. Their bed was old, and their kitchen had only 2 plates and a single spoon. Their clothes were few, their slippers worn out, and their daily life was a battle for survival. Glory's mother, Mama Ruth, was a widow. Her husband died when Glory was just 10 years old, leaving them with nothing but debts. Mama Ruth sold vegetables in front of their house, but sales were always slow. Sometimes she worked from morning to night and still returned home with only a small nylon of tomatoes and maybe 700 Nigerian nairas. Glory had dreams. She wanted to finish school. She wanted to become a nurse so she could take care of sick people. But poverty had other plans. After her father died, she dropped out of school because they couldn't pay fees. Every day, Glory watched other girls her age wearing nice clothes, carrying bags, going to school, or working fine jobs in town. She admired them but never envied them. She always believed that one day, her own life would change too. But change did not come. Instead, things became worse. One hot afternoon, as Glory was washing clothes outside, their landlord walked into the compound. He wasn't smiling. "Where is your mother?" he asked. "She is inside, sir." He entered the house, and Glory followed quickly. Mama Ruth stood up when she saw him. "Good afternoon, landlord." "Good afternoon. Please sit down," he said, but his voice was not kind. "I came to inform you that you people are owing 5 months' rent. I cannot wait again." Mama Ruth swallowed painfully. Glory's heart dropped. "Please give us 1 more month," Mama Ruth begged. "I will pay something." "I have been patient already," he replied. "If you cannot pay in 2 weeks, pack out." Those words hit them like a thunderbolt. Pack out. To where? They had no family, no money, no hope. After the landlord left, Mama Ruth broke down in tears. "Glory, what will we do? I have tried everything." Glory sat beside her, holding her hands. "Mama, we will find a way." But she didn't know what the way was. Inside their hearts, fear was growing. 2 days passed, then 5 days, then 7. No miracle came. Instead, the landlord kept reminding them, 1 week more. Mama Ruth stopped eating well. She stayed awake most nights, crying quietly. One night, Glory woke up to her mother sitting on the floor, her palms covering her face. "Mama, what is it?" Glory whispered. Mama Ruth looked up at her daughter, the only good thing she had in this world. Her eyes were red. "Glory, forgive me for what I am about to say." Glory felt cold. "Mama, talk to me. What is it? I don't want to lose this house. I don't want us to sleep outside. I don't want you to suffer more than this." "Glory." Mama Ruth's voice broke. "People say young girls make money in town by meeting men." Glory froze. "Mama, you want me to go into prostitution?" Mama Ruth burst into tears. "No, no mother should say such a thing. But look at our life. We are suffering. If we pack out now, we will have nothing. You are beautiful, Glory. Men will pay you. At least, until we raise money to survive." Glory stood up, shaking her head. "Mama, never. Can't do it. I can't sell my body." I know it is wrong," Mama Ruth cried. "I hate myself for saying it. But Glory, how do we survive? Do you want us to sleep under the bridge? Do you want hunger to kill us?" Glory went silent. She knew her mother was desperate. She also knew that the suggestion was killing her mother inside. But Glory refused. "No, Mama. We will find another way." She held her mother and cried until morning. But the world doesn't stop because someone is in pain. By the next week, the landlord came again, with a final notice. Pack out by Friday. Mama Ruth fainted on the spot. When Mama Ruth regained consciousness, she wept bitterly. Glory tried to be strong, but her own heart was bleeding. That night they sat in darkness. No electricity. No food. Only the sound of crickets outside the window. Mama, Glory finally said, voice shaking. I will do it. Mama lifted her head quickly. Do what? I will go to the place you talked about. Mama Ruth gasped and fell to her knees. No, Glory. I regret saying it. I don't want that life for you. But what other choice do we have? Glory cried. We don't have money. The landlord will throw us out tomorrow. Mama, let me try, just for one night. If I get some money, maybe we can pay part of the rent. Mama Ruth hugged her tightly. They cried in each other's arms for a long time. Glory, promise me something, Mama Ruth said. What, Mama? Promise me you will not allow any man to treat you like trash. Promise me you will leave that life once we survive this storm. I promise, Mama. Mama kissed her forehead and whispered, God will help you. But Glory didn't know that God had already planned something for her. Something far bigger than she could imagine. Glory wore a simple gown that she had washed many times. She didn't look like the other girls on the street, who dressed boldly and walked with confidence. Glory was scared. She walked slowly, her heart beating fast. The street was full of cars, music, and loud voices. Girls stood in corners, waving at men. A girl approached her. New girl, she asked. Glory nodded shyly. The girl smiled sadly. Don't be afraid. We are all fighting for survival. Those words made Glory feel less alone. After some minutes, a black SUV stopped near her. The tinted glass rolled down and she saw a young man, tall, handsome, with a calm face. Hello, he said softly. Are you free tonight? Glory nodded slowly. Get in. Her heart was beating as she entered the car. She didn't know that this was the beginning of a miracle. His name was Johnson. Johnson drove her to a clean, expensive hotel. The room was beautiful. Glory was too nervous to speak. You don't look like someone who belongs to the street, Johnson said gently. Glory looked down. I am new. Johnson watched her closely. Relax. I won't hurt you. They talked for a while. He asked her name and she told him. He asked where she was from and she shared a little. He noticed her hands were shaking. When he finally tried to touch her, something happened that shocked him. She flinched like someone afraid, very afraid. He paused. Glory, have you done this before? She swallowed. No. Are you a virgin? Tears rolled down her cheeks. Yes. Johnson froze. He placed his hand over his mouth. You are a virgin, and you came here. Why? That question broke her heart completely. Glory cried uncontrollably and told him everything. The poverty, the quit notice, the desperation, her mother's pain, her fear, her shame, her promise. She poured out her entire story. When she finished, Johnson didn't move for a long time. His eyes were watery. You don't belong here, he said softly. You are too pure, too innocent, too beautiful for this life. Glory wiped her eyes. I just want to help my mother. Johnson stood up and paced around the room. Then he turned to her. Glory, don't worry. I will take care of you. I will give you money. I will help you. And you will never do this again. Glory looked at him shocked. Sir, why would you help me? Because your heart is clean, he replied. And because I want to. He gave her enough money to clear the rent and buy food. But he also gave her something more valuable. His phone number. Call me tomorrow. I want to see you again. Not for business, but to know you better. Glory left that hotel crying, not in sadness but in relief. Johnson began visiting Glory and her mother. They talked. They laughed sometimes. He bought food for the house. He paid for small repairs. He made sure their landlord never disturbed them again. But he didn't touch Glory. Not once. He respected her. He protected her. He guided her. Slowly, he became the light she never knew she needed. One day he asked her mother privately, "Madam, I like your daughter. I want to date her." Mama Ruth stared at him. "You? A rich man like you?" "Yes," Johnson said. "Glory is special." Mama Ruth covered her face. "God, you are too good to be true." Johnson held her shoulder. "I know she suffered. But I will make sure she never suffers again." And that was how their relationship began. Their love grew slowly, gently, sweetly. Johnson took Glory to nice places. He bought her dresses, not exposing ones but beautiful and simple. He even enrolled her in a small school so she could continue her dream of becoming a nurse. Glory could not believe her life was changing. Sometimes she asked him, "Why me?" And his answer was always the same. "Because destiny brought you to me." They talked every day, sometimes for hours. Glory was shy at first, but as months passed, she became more confident. 6 months later, everyone could see that their love was deep. One evening, as they walked at the beach, Johnson stopped and faced her. "Glory," he said. "Yes. We have been together for 6 months, and I am sure of something." "What is that?" "That I love you." Glory's heart melted. Tears gathered in her eyes. "I love you too," she whispered. Johnson went down on one knee. Glory gasped. "Will you marry me?" he asked. Glory couldn't speak. She covered her mouth, crying. "Me? A poor girl like me?" "Yes," Johnson said firmly. "Ooh. Because you are the best thing that has ever happened to me." Glory cried harder. "Yes, I will marry you." Johnson stood and hugged her tightly as the waves washed their feet. Destiny had rewritten her story. Their wedding day came. It was beautiful and simple but full of love. People from everywhere came to see the girl whose life changed from street desperation to royal blessing. Mama Ruth cried from morning till night. "My daughter is blessed. God remembered us." Johnson never cared about Glory's past. He loved her future more. Glory looked stunning in her white gown. Johnson's eyes followed her like she was the only person in the world. And when the pastor said, "You may kiss your bride," everyone clapped as Johnson kissed Glory gently, like she was a treasure he never wanted to lose. Glory and Johnson began a peaceful, joyful life. No more hunger. No more fear. No more shame. Glory went back to school. Johnson supported her. Mama Ruth lived comfortably, finally breathing without worry. Sometimes Glory sat outside in the evening, thinking of her journey, how she almost fell into darkness, how poverty pushed her to the edge, how destiny brought Johnson that night, how love saved her. She realized something powerful. Sometimes life pushes you into the fire so that you can meet the person who will pull you out. Glory's story became an inspiration to many girls. She always said, "I entered the night to look for money, but I found love instead."